Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, X-Wing players, and anyone who is potentially interested in X-Wing. Welcome to our channel. My call sign is BatMando, and today we are going to be continuing the series showing off different ships of different kinds. So we've shown off the transition from 1.0 to 2.0, and these are just two of my favorite ships that I like to fly, but they are here so that you can see a comparison to what is referred to as epic ships, also referred to as huge ships. Epic is a format of X-Wing in which you get to bring in a lot bigger ships and a lot larger squads. So in which case, what you see right here is the actual first, well, not the first ship, but no, the first ship that we're going to be showing off. And I'm going to go ahead and show you that, hey, guess what? This is the Gazanti class ship that you will find in the Empire, but you can see its sizable comparison between the normal base ship and it. So you will also notice that these are the the big base ships that you would see, large base ships that you might see on a Falcon or a Ghost or a Decimator or any number of ships. So in which case, we're going to go ahead and move these two ships out of the way so that we can go ahead and show you what you are here to see with this particular video. So this is the Gazanti class for the Empire. And I'm also going to tell you that one of the unique things about this particular ship is that it can actually carry small ships underneath it. Usually you have 4 of the TIE fighters underneath it, and I'll go ahead and put it underneath so you can see a little bit better. So now, normally you have the 4 TIE fighters underneath, but it can also handle other TIE ships like this TIE Advance, Inquisitor TIE, etc., etc. So I'm going to go ahead and pull all these off so that you can see better underneath it. Now, as you can see, it's got lots of different detail in the ship itself, in the model itself. It has a couple of turrets up at the top. It also has that radar dish right there, communications dish, whichever way you want to refer to it as. So underneath, and here is a front view of it, side view of it, the back view. And then we're going to go underneath where you see that it can hold the 4 different ships that were connected there. And in a epic battle, you would be able to, So in an epic battle, you would be able to store more ships on it. And then, of course, they would dispatch from this particular ship and move to other attack positions. So this is the Gazanti class, as I've already said before. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to another ship that you may want to see. And it is actually bigger than the Gazanti, and that is going to be our Imperial Corvette, Imperial Raider. And as you can see from there, it is quite big. So now, something I would like to point out to our viewers that have never dealt with Epic before is that we have the 2 bases here. But if you notice the size comparison between that and the new 2.0 base, because we used to have to keep these things, and it still have to keep these things very delicately linked into the big bases. And they would have 2 large bases connecting it to its floor piece. All right, so we're going to go ahead and take this off so that you can see the actual underneath side of this particular huge ship. As you can see, it has 2 connection points, one right here, and then this clear one right here where my thumb is. And the base that you see right here will actually provide 2 different spots for turrets if you decide to go ahead and add that into your loadout. Ordinarily, you would see that the ship has a primary arc of this large space right here. So you definitely would want to add a turret in the back if you think that your opponent is going to be able to get in from behind and do damage that way. So I'm going to go ahead and connect this back together here. Now, as I'm doing that, and it's being difficult as usual, So let's see, there we go. All right, so you then go ahead and connect these 2 points here. Now, the Imperial Raider itself is a very deadly ship in battle. If we get enough views and likes on this particular video, we may even set up a battle so that you can see it or any of the other ships that we're about to put into action here. So this is the Imperial Raider, and it is a little bit bigger in comparison to the Gazanti class. Now, we're going to have to go ahead and move that out of the way here in just a little bit so that we can actually still make room for other ships. I will go ahead and say that these two can also be used for first order as well, especially if you decide to go ahead and get what is referred to as the huge ship conversion kit. As a matter of fact, we will be doing a video that is the unboxing of that huge ship conversion kit. So a friend of mine, or a friend of the show as well, is he goes by the name Ecto-Wookie. He has donated some of these ships so that you can see, and this one is my personal, and I am borrowing this from him, but I also do have one of these at the house. So we're going to go ahead and scoot these puppies on off, but you will still see them out of the edge of the corner there until we have run out of room. Now, our next ship is going to be one of the Rebel transports. And as you can see, just like the Gazanti class transport, it also is on 2 large base pieces right here. Now, we're going to go ahead and back this up out of the way. The transport does not have anything like the Gazanti class where you can go ahead and transport ships underneath it, but I'm trying to pull this out here. Okay, you can see its underbelly right there. Now, from my experience, I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I usually fly either Imperial or Scum when I was doing the epic battles back in 1.0 and 2.0. So in which case, we're going to go ahead and put that down right there. And again, as a comparison, we're going to go ahead and bring in another Rebel epic ship or huge ship. And that is going to be this Corvette from the Rebellion. And fun thing is that I do have one of these, and this is mine, but Ecto-Wookie was kind enough to go ahead and let us borrow his 1.0 Corvette. We will show the differences here in just a second, but one of the key differences that you're about to see is in the back. This is not, or this has mostly a dark color to it. We'll also flip it underneath so that you can see it. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the top, my mistake. So this is the underneath because you have the 2 connecting pieces for the base right there. Also, his has the ability to do a little bit of a swirl there with, or a swivel, I should say, with the turret. And that is what the 1.0 piece used to look like. Now, when we got into 2.0, it came with a different base. And I'm also going to point out that it has a much lighter section in the back for the thrusters. I'm going to go ahead and flip this upside down so that you can see a little bit of the difference between the two. I will also point out that mine does not have a swivel turret on it, and we're going to go ahead and pop it off. So my turrets stay very much still. You also have the side turrets right here, probably what looks like dorsal turrets. And you can see a little bit of the difference between the first and the second in the docking bays right there, difference in colors. Not much too different at the bottom of these two. And likewise, not that much difference in the top of them either. You do see some painting differences, different colors. The 2.01 is a little bit more, how shall I say, brighter in different colors. I'm also going to point out that if you do get one of the current Epic ships, which we will leave a couple of links for those in our comment or our description of the video. I will also tell you that on one side it says the Alderaan Guard, and then on the other side it is for a Republic Judiciary. So in other words, when you get the huge conversion kit, it allows you to go ahead and have both a ship for the Republic and also for the Resistance. Now, I'm going to go ahead and move these out of the way so that we can go ahead and move on to our other Epic ships. So we now have what is referred to as the Sea Rock Cruiser. The Sea Rock Cruiser originally came out as a scum ship. You could fly Jabba on it. I'm going to go ahead and pick it up so that you can see. It also has 2 large bases on it. I will also tell you that when the Sea Rock first came out in 1.0, it included a M3A SCIC or SIC, or interceptor, I should say, referred to as the SIC or SCIC. And it had a different paint pattern on it, and I think I showed that off in another video. So if I am incorrect, then we will correct that in a future video. But as you can see, lots of different things. You can see different cargo pieces that they painted there. Also has a dish that looks very similar to the one that you find on the Gazanti that I'm going to go ahead and bring in right here. So you see this dish. You also see this dish right here. Has a tremendous similarity to them. Would not surprise me at all if they are the same model piece, just different color. Underneath you see different satellites, and then of course the turret that is underneath the Gazanti. Now this is Ecto-Wookiees 1.0. I will tell you that I looked at the 2.0 version, which I have, and there's not much color difference or paint difference for that matter. And then we're about to wrap this up with the other ship from the Separatists. Oh, I forgot to mention that the Sea Rock in epic battles can be used for a Separatist ship. But then I believe this is the last epic or huge ship that was made for this, and this is referred to as the Squid. The Squid is only meant to be a Separatist ship. I'm going to try to tip it over easily here. It has a primary arc out the front. It does need another turret in the back if you wish to go ahead and use that. So you will also see that it can be either the Lawless Pirates or it can be the Colicoid Destroyer. Now, one of these options allows you to go ahead and back up and use this little piece underneath here as a point that you can actually use as a weapon. Now, let me go ahead and tip this real quick. Some of these you will see have a little bit of flexibility, so you always want to be careful with the ship while handling it. It also has the ability to go ahead and move out the 2 side pieces right here. So again, it is normally referred to as the Squid, and I believe it was the last epic ship that was put into production. Now, that is everything that I have to show you for the different epic ships. We will be doing a follow-up video with the conversion kits that you will see where they go from 2 base ships to a single base. And if you actually take a look at this base, you can see that it has the ability to go ahead and house or how shall I say, seat a big, huge ship like this one, and also the smaller versions like this right here. So if we were to actually match that up, you could possibly see different angle there, and the light is in the way. I apologize for that. But you could see that you would be able to put the pieces for holding in the air in two different spots according to the size of the ship that you are flying. So anyhow, hope you enjoyed that video, and feel free to subscribe for more so that you can see more of our content, and come back next week and we will have a video where we unbox the huge conversion kit. So all right, thank you so very much for watching, and as always, BatMando out.